Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1978 Toyota Starlet S KP71. Now I know what you're thinking. This car isn't a 1978, is it? Because in the actual game it says that it's a 1982. Well, the actual game's hilariously wrong. So this car in the base version of GT2, in all versions, is called the 1982 Toyota Starlet S Turbo, which this car isn't because that's the 1987 model. For some reason they messed up the naming strings on these, and so that's the result. So this car doesn't have a turbocharger, it's not from 1982, and the green colour is called silver for some reason. Unfortunately, we can't show off the green here. We've got the racing mod. The racing mod's sort of simple Toyota, as you'd expect. Bridgestone over the front, which is a bit weird, but yeah, not a lot else going on with the racing mod. But yeah, so there you go. That is this car. It's the 1978 Toyota Starlet S, not the 1982 Toyota Starlet S 3-door turbo or whatever it's called in the base game. This car, statistically, is not particularly interesting. Front engine rear wheel drive, 177 horsepower at 633 kilos. This was the final of the rear wheel drive Toyota Starlet, so probably popular for crashing and drifting and all that sort of stuff. Anyways, this car is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GCO LM Edition 1997. That's at That's at a time of 27.223. The Starlet S is not likely to beat that at all. Starlet S, where is this gonna go? Well, statistically, it's a K car, really. I mean, obviously, it's not a K car, but 177 horsepower, 600 odd kilos would put it very much sort of K car-y territory when it comes to its statistics. It's also rear-wheel drive. It doesn't actually feel it as I drive it around here, but it is, which also further hinders this. So I'm not too sure, actually, to be honest. I would say this car would do good to, let's say, over a 33, and then anything else past that point is a bonus. We have had a Starlet, but it was the Galanza. That said, a 31.597, as I just saw up there. Other cars comparable to this, I mean, we've had 80s Sleekers and Sprinter Trainos, stuff like that. Those sort of cars had turbochargers, which, as discussed, this doesn't. So I don't think it's going to be as quick as those. I think a couple of those Sprinters might have been an A, potentially. Although, again, they're making like 200 odd horsepower, and the weight's not all that dissimilar, so not expecting a whole lot out of this, and so far not being delivered a whole lot. I would say, actually, the Mini is probably quite comparable to this. There's not a lot, like, this game and its choice of these sort of pre-1980s cars, there's really not a lot of them, and a lot of them are sort of very strange choices, like 2000 GTs, 240Z, which I guess makes sense, but then you got like the Aston Martin DB6 and stuff like that. It's a bit all over the place on these sort of older cars, and as we've seen, age to an extent dictates your speed around this track. Obviously, I would say more high-tech for the 90s cars go around here a lot better than some of these do. See what we can get on the final lap. It is, by the looks of it, going to be slower than that horrible Galant we had last time. Maybe this is the real booby trap, although I think there's a race in like one of the 80s cups that is like under 200 horsepower, and this car's actually quite quick at those. Ironically, this car as an opponent, I think, is one that cheats a lot. So I suppose if you see this as an AI car, maybe don't underestimate it as much as you would as a player, but still. To the line, come on, 32.962, we do just about sneak into there with this. Alright, it's not bad. It's actually quicker than that Galant in terms of straight line speed, which I'm not really surprised because power to weight ratio is a lot better in this, but still, not bad for the old girl, really. I mean, there's not, like I said, there's not a lot to compare it to. In terms of key cars, if you sort of put it around there, it's not done too badly. Could be a little bit of time in there, to be fair. I don't think you'd get much more out of this, if I'm being honest. I think you are reaching the ceiling of what this little car can comprehend. Someone tells me if this had like a turbocharger and like 250 horsepower, it'd probably be very quick for what it is, but in this series, yeah, that's not amazing. But either way, 32.962 will place it into 265th place. It splits the Suzuki Wagon Rs. It's quicker than an Acura Integra LS. That did have a 4-speed auto, mind. Quicker than the AZ1, quicker than a Nissan Cube, which, you know, pretty comparable. Stuff quicker than it, Honda Z Turbo, Subaru Vivio, so Mini 1.3. So some of these, like, it is very mid-pack in terms of sort of key cars. It's quicker than your wardrobes, but maybe not quite as quick as some of your more advanced key cars, if you can call them Minica Dangan and the Suzuki Alto Works Advanced. But yeah, not bad, I guess. Not bad at all. It needs that turbo that it shouldn't have had in its name, but should have had in its engine bay. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be trying something completely different. Until then, farewell.
Dreams are going. I won't let you back. Got up in a wall that you are not part of. Eyes on the slit of your father with love.